Hello, I am Professor B. Prakash Rao, Coordinator, MCOM Department, Tunga College, Tirthalli. This is my video number 2 under the topic Presentation Skills. In my earlier video number 1, Presentation Skills, covered some aspects of this topic. In the present video, I am covering remaining aspects of presentation skills. How to organize your speech? The speaker will organize his preparation and presentation of speech on the following line. Organizing the speech based on his knowledge area and interest in the topic selected which will be interesting to the listeners. That means the listener should understand the topic and it should be interesting to him also. And the presenter also select the topic according to his knowledge area, which will be useful to the listener. On a piece of paper, the speaker should write his presentation draft. It is essential to avoid any major aspect is skipped in the topic. So writing on the piece of paper the main points or writing the manuscript will help the speaker to remember as to what he has to tell before the audience. Below his presentation draft, he may write several questions and the related answer. The questions and answer that he pointed out will help him to put before the audience what he wants to tell before them. The answers to the question will help him with the key points of his speech. In the end, the speaker should summarize and wrap up his ideas and give his audience a sense of completion. Organizing the speaking aids. Speaking aids include speech manuscript, speaking notes, and visual aids if necessary. There are a few guidelines to prepare these aids. These are discussed as follows. Guidelines for speech manuscript. A speech manuscript is the document containing the whole of the speech. The important points in this regard are: the speech script is printed on only one side of the paper. For important words, you can underline or use capital letters. The text must have double space. The pages are numbered clearly. Guidelines for speaking notes. Usually, the speakers do not carry the whole speech to read. They carry the main points on cards or paper. These notes are called speaker's notes. The important guidelines in this regard are: the speaker has to prepare the brief and concise notes. The cards of 3" into 5" are ideal size and are stiff enough to be handled easily. The cards are large enough so that it may be read at a glance from arm's length. It should be written on only one side of each card. He should limit the total number of cards to as few as possible. It is arranged in such a way so that the main ideas can be picked up quickly. Underline, capitalize or color any point which the speaker wants to emphasize. The cards must be numbered. During the speech, the cards should be handled carefully. If the speaker is using the podium, he may put the notes comfortably over there. Guidelines for using visual aids. The visual aids enhance the comprehension and attention of the listeners. The important points in this regard are: the speaker is comfortable in using the visual aid. That means he is accustomed in using the visual aids, and if he is not uh, accustomed in using visual aids, he can uh, take the help of other people. It should be checked to make sure that the equipment is working properly. It is relevant and useful, not something unnecessary. The display is large enough for the audience to see the content easily. It should be appealing enough to hold the attention and not distract the attention of the audience. That means the speaker, while explaining things, the visual aids should not hinder the attention of the audience. The speaker should be looking at the audience in between using visual aids. That means he should not ignore the audience while using the visual aids. Presenting the speech. A well prepared speech can go waste if it is not presented well. There are three methods or ways of presenting the speech. They are: it may be presented spontaneously, or by reading it, or by memorizing it. Spontaneous presentation. It is the most popular and effective method of presentation. In this method, the speaker will not memorize the whole text. He will use only main points written on piece of paper. He prepares the notes and presents the speech from them. This may allow him to feel confident, having the support of the notes with him. The other method, which is not so popular, but this may be used by inexperienced presenters. It is the most difficult method, of course, of presentation for most of the people. Probably, speakers actually memorize entire speech. The fear of forgetting the speech does not allow the speaker to be at ease. When one memorizes the whole manuscript, there is a fear of forgetting the content in the speech. Instead, the memorizing key parts and using notes will help the presenter to present in a better way. Presentation by reading. Usually, this is the method used by the presenters who do not have much experience and have stage fear. Lack of confidence does not allow them to memorize it. We tend to read in dull monotone voice, producing a most uninteresting effect. Of course, many speakers overcome this problem, and with effort this can be eliminated. So among these three methods, the first one is the popular one, which is used by most popular speakers. Important aspects regarding presentation speech. Appearance and bodily actions. As his listeners hear his words, they are looking at him. What his audience sees, of course, it is the speaker. They also see what surrounds the speaker. That means the stage, the mic, visual aids, etc. Thus, the speaker should also pay attention to his appearance and bodily actions. The communication environment. Much of what his audience sees is all that surrounds him as he speaks, everything that tends to add to a general impression. This includes the physical things, the stage, lighting, background, etc. The speaker's own experience as a listener will tell him what is important. Then the personal appearance. The personal appearance of the speaker is part of the message. The audience from the personal appearance of the speaker receives most of the non-verbal cues. Especially, he should dress appropriately for the audience and it should suit the occasion. Then the posture. Posture or body position is likely to be the most obvious thing. He should keep his body erect without appearing stiff and uncomfortable. He should be alert and communicative. He should do all this naturally. Then use of voice. Good and effective voice is an obvious requirement for good speaking. Like bodily movements, the voice should not hinder the listener's concentration on the message. Avoids certain words and phrases, Latin and French words, technical terms, socially unpleasant words, cheap and hollow and slang terms, difficult words, repeating phrases, you see, you know, etc. must be certainly avoided. This may irritate the audience. Developing confidence and overcoming fear. The speaker will not deliver his speech properly if he has fear to face the audience. The discomforts like increase in the heart rate, rise in the blood pressure, rise in the body temperature, shivering of legs and hands, sweating of palms, etc., may make the speaker nervous. Then, how to overcome stage fear? Fear is the manifestation of our own mind. Some strategies to overcome the stage fear are as follows. First thing is, know your subject well. Prepare with the attitude that you should know the subject very well. That is, while preparing for the speech, the speaker should prepare it thoroughly. Rehearse several times. At least a few complete rehearsal will help to memorize the subject matter, not the whole text, of course, and he'll be confident. It should help in improving the non-verbal part of the speech also. Pre-check the equipment. The projector, screen, display board, etc. required during the speech should be checked prior to the speech. If at the time of the speech any of the equipment does not work, it leads to humiliation of the speaker and loss of impact on the audience. If there is any problem in the equipment, that will irritate the audience and the speaker also may lose his concentration on the topic. Carry the notes. The speaker's notes clearly written should be carried by the speaker for reference before and during the speech. This helps to overcome nervousness. Using movements during the speech. Some movement during the speech holds the attention of the audience and helps the speaker to release his stress. Breathe deeply and slowly before speaking. A controlled breath helps to control the heartbeat and thus remove signs of nervousness. It also calms down the mind, thus preparing the speaker to face the audience. Important qualities to be possessed by a speaker. The speaker should possess the following qualities. Confidence. Even the most confident speakers have the nervousness whenever they occupy a stage for public speech. A primary characteristic of effective speaker is his confidence. Sincerity. It is also very important with any speaker. The speaker must be sincere. Listeners always appreciate sincerity in the speaker. The listeners will be quick to detect insincerity in the speaker. He must make efforts to project an image of sincerity to the audience. Thoroughness. The speaker must be thorough regarding the subject for the speech. Thoroughness in the presentation generally will make his message better received than hurried coverage. So his knowledge area will help him to prepare the speech thoroughly, and he should give importance in preparing well and rehearsing his speech before he goes for presenting his speech. Handling questions. Communication is meant as a two-way traffic, and hence it is expected that audience will react and respond, and it may be through the questions. So the speaker must be aware of the audience questions, and in his speech he should present those answers which he is normally expecting, and at the end he may face some questions which may not be covered in his speech, or sometimes it may be covered and the audience might not have given importance or understood properly. Much of the audience phobia comes from the questions raised by them. The guidelines will help the answer to the questions raised by the audience effectively. The speaker must listen to the question raised carefully. He should be sure about his understanding of the questions. That means before attempting to answer the question, the speaker must be sure as to whether he has understood the question. He should have the clarity before he attempts to answer it. If he is not sure about the question, he should ask the questioner to clarify it. The speaker must be sure that the audience knows what question he is answering. If there is any ambiguity in the question raised by the audience, then he must ask the person who has raised the question for clarity in the question or ask to repeat the question. If the listener is asking several questions at a time, answer them one by one. If the answer to a particular question is long, the speaker can ask the listener to repeat the question or submit the questions in the form of a uh, small piece of paper. He should make his answers direct and understandable. He should limit his answer to the question which has been asked. That means in the question and answer section, he should not elaborate the answer unnecessarily. If the speaker doesn't know the answer to a question, he should promptly accept that he do not know the answer and should not bluff the listeners because he should carry the principle of sincerity. He should treat the people who ask the question with respect, even if the person who has raised the question do not know the intention and he may raise the question just for raising the question or uh, without having any interest in listening the answer. The persons who have raised the question should be respected. So this is the end of the topic presentation skills. Thank you for listening.